Skilabek, the rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And it is, before we get into the subject of the video, it's the Jewish holiday of Sukkot right now. Sukkot, as it is also known. I think the English translation is tabernacles, and it's a weird one. Okay, this one, a lot of Jewish stuff is weird. This one is objectively strange. There's a lot of weird stuff you did that religious Jews do during this. Firstly, we make like a temporary hut that outside our homes that you can see the stars through. There's always there's a ton of laws based around it. You know, somebody put out this this joke, Jewish legal responser talking about the laws of having a Christmas tree. If Jews had Christmas trees, and there'll be all these different laws. Same thing with this booth. This booth is called a sukkah, and you're supposed to essentially live in it for the for like a week. If it's too hot or too cold, if it's raining, you don't have to stay there. You're supposed to have your meals in it if possible. Anyway, so that's the first weird thing. The second weird thing is as part of the daily prayer services, you get. And I'm not joking. This is really true. You get like a lemon-like thing, like a lemon-like fruit, and a piece of palm leaf, a big tall palm leaf, and some willow branches, and a rub. What's a rubber? Hadassim. I don't know the English. You get like these leaves, and you're supposed to like wave them around as part of the daily prayer service. And it just is a very, very weird looking. Really, if you want to see something strange, go to your local Orthodox Jewish synagogue during this week and just peek in during the morning service. It looks fascinating. It looks fascinating and weird. But anyway, I digress. Why did I talk about that? I was talking about that because I was thinking about faith. And I was thinking about faith because I've just been watching The Righteous Gemstones. The season just finished. And I was going to do a review of it after the first episode. But I didn't know. No, I didn't know where it was going. I didn't know if it was hateful. My first response was it could be being really hateful towards Christians or peoples of faith in general. And you know, now the season's finished, I'm going to say, even though you can very legitimately interpret it that way, I'm going to say I don't think that's the case. I think it's actually really quite positive and realistic about people with peoples of faith. So, it's an HBO show. Oh, and parenthetically, HBO Max. You know, if you want to be a major player in the streaming wars, what you need to do is launch internationally, because you're a service that I'm actually would be looking forward to signing up for. You've got great things. You've got like all the Sopranos, you've got The Wire, you've got tons and you've got all the DC stuff. I would so sign up to that service if it's international. You know, and I don't understand why all these streaming services don't go international, but it's they also have the Righteous Gemstones. So the premise of it is stars. I was going to say stars John Goodman. No, it stars Danny McBride. But John Goodman plays the patriarch of a very dysfunctional family of evangelical television preachers, and they are insanely wealthy. They have just insane amounts of money and wealth and privilege. And, you know, oftentimes with wealth and privilege goes corruption. And there is a fair amount of that in the Righteous Gemstones. So, yeah, you got John Goodman as the patriarch. He's like the main preacher, and he's got 3 children. Danny McBride, I think, is the oldest. He plays the son. And who else is in it? The guy, last time I saw him was Modern Family, but I haven't seen Modern Family for years and years and years. I'm trying to find the IMDb of it. Let's go to the IMDb, let's see what his name is. What's it? Cast, hang on. Danny McBride. Adam Devine. You know, sometimes you can't remember a name when you say it and you go, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, this time no. Adam Devine plays his kid brother, and the middle child, the very middle child is somebody I've never seen before, Edie Patterson. And the mother has passed away, and that's left a massive shadow over the family. She passed away more recently than I thought. You see her death scene in the last episode. So I thought she died many years before. Apparently she died relatively recently. But okay, so this is a dysfunctional family. As with many families of extreme wealth, or wealth in general, the kids are totally messed up losers to a great extent. Yeah, it blows my mind. Socialists are normally really upset of people with generational wealth. I'm really not. It's like I feel bad for them because more often than not, generational wealth makes you into a terrible human being. Generational wealth is only like it depends. It depends what you think the point of life is. If you think the point of life is having things and acquiring um, money and object, then yeah, generational wealth is terrible. If you think the point of life is to become a better person, to be a better person, then generational wealth is a terrible handicap. It's not an advantage at all. Oh, 1 second. Oh, my daughter is. Yo, do you want to get on camera? Come on in. Now this is kind of freaky. This is my 18-year-old daughter Yael. Say hello, Yael.
Hello.
Hello. So here's the weird thing about being father. She is exactly like me, except 18 years old and a girl. Hello, Yael.
I bought your lampy.
You bought my little lampy. Let's turn it on. Ooh, spooky. And it changes colour. Yael, say hello to my massive audience on the Rabbit from Another Planet.
Hello.
Hello. Tell everybody what you do.
Nothing.
You do? Come on. Or do I have to tell everybody about the story about the sink?
No.
Okay, so tell everybody what you do. I'm so proud.
I'm a soldier.
You're a soldier. She's not really a soldier, okay? She works. She's been conscripted by the Israeli military, and basically she teaches, retarded children? Handicapped children?
At risk.
At-risk children. Some kind of messed up kids. That's what she deals with. And if they're not messed up before they get her, they're messed up after. So this is an example of having somebody...
I didn't this before.
Oh no, this is so going in. This is gold. This is YouTube gold, baby. Oh yeah, I won't tag you, don't worry.
I'm tired.
Yeah, well, darling, yes, it is. It's only 10:10.
Mm.
I know, check with Mommy, give her a call. Anyway, say goodbye, Yael.
Bye.
But I'm going to edit that a little bit and make you look a bit better. There you go. Anyway, I digress. So it's a dysfunctional family of extremely wealthy televangelists. They have like their own private. Each kid has a massive house on this private guarded estate, and they just insane amounts of money come into them. And that's okay. That's the premise of the story, and the story engine. What's actually happens throughout the season is Danny McBride's character is blackmailed because he has one unfortunate evening with his buddies at a prayer conference with a coke-filled night with hookers and just generally not good stuff going on. So my initial thought was that this is really anti-Christian because they wanted to show, these people, typical people who are of elevated status in the Christian world, as being utter douchebags. And they didn't. They're not utter douchebags. They show something that's very real. Something real which I really like. They showed they are real people. They are flawed people. They are... okay, like every human being. And this is something, if you're not a religious person, you don't get. Every human being does things they believe to be wrong. No matter who they are. If you don't believe in God or any form of religion, but you're a smoker. Most smokers believe completely that smoking cigarettes can often result in you getting cancer. They believe it completely. My father, rest his soul, was a diabetic, and whenever he came to stay with us, I've literally never seen a human being eat that much sugar and candy. I've literally never seen it, and he knew. He knew with Chris. I think he knew that it was going to kill him. And eventually that's pretty much what did. It caused complications, which eventually led to a really lingering, horrible death of him. I feel very bad. Anyway, I digress. But everybody does things that are wrong, and that's the characters, or that's Danny McBride's character. And this is what he does have. A genuine relationship with God or with Jesus or whatever, however you want to define the deity, because you'd see him pray in it, and he makes lots of very bad decisions, but at the end he does make redemptive decisions as well, and he wants to become a better person, and he does that as an expression of his relationship with God. And the whole thing ends with the voiceover from John Goodman giving a sermon, which I just found really uplifting. About forgiveness. By the way, if you ever want to see I think perhaps the best speech about forgiveness ever, there's a movie called This Is England, and they made a TV show. When I say a TV show, they made like a 4-part miniseries from it, and then they made another one and another one, and in the fourth one, the character played by the guy who plays Cassidy in Preacher, perhaps one of the greatest actors alive today. He's really worth looking at. Basically anything he's in is worth watching. What's his name? Joseph Gilgan. When he talks about forgiveness, said like forgiveness is good for you. It doesn't diminish the wrong that somebody's done to you, but it elevates you, it frees you, it empowers you, and it's so true. It's so true. I mean, if you got a grudge against anybody, if you can find it in yourself to forgive them, it's hard. It's a tough one. I'm not going to tell you how you're a terrible person if you can't, but it's a fantastic thing to do. And for a fantastic thing that I'm going to recommend is The Righteous Gemstone. I don't think it's hateful towards Christians. I generally don't. I think it's realistic towards Christians. I think it shows the inherent corruption that comes when you have lots of money and power, and that's something you need to be on guard for. Oh, also there's who else is in it? There's who was in The Shield? Walton, was it Walton Goggins? No, Walton Goggins. He was in The Shield. He's been in a bunch of stuff. He is fantastic. He plays a supporting character as the brother of the deceased mother, who's a really sleazy preacher, but really, really good at it. And it shows you the inside of the preaching business, as it were, and how it's all about entertainment. But the bottom line is, it's all this entertainment that people the audience genuinely finds uplifting and gives them a connection to God. I mean, even if God doesn't exist, I personally believe He does, because I'm a rabbi. But even if God doesn't exist, it's still uplifting, And I have to say, I find Christian prayer really quite beautiful. But yeah, that's just me for you. So anyway, that's my bizarre little view on Righteous Gemstones. I would say it's worth your time. Whether you're a person of faith or not, go ahead and check it out. Let me know what you think. Put the comments in the comment section. I suppose that's a good place to put them. And as I said, subscribe, share the video, tell other people to subscribe, ring the little bell so you're notified of when new videos drop. My name is Phila Beckin, the rabbi from another planet.